Felder and Rafael Dos Anjos in our
UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has refuted Conor McGregor's recent claim to a significant UFC record. Thursday was the 4-year anniversary of McGregor defeating Eddie Alvarez to capture the UFC lightweight belt and become the first concurrent two-division champion in the promotion's history. To celebrate the occasion, Conor took to Instagram to reminisce about the accomplishment. In one of his posts on the subject, McGregor claimed that in his victory over Alvarez, he set the record for the most knockdowns in a UFC title fight. Adesanya, however, begs to differ. McGregor took to Instagram and wrote, "Most knockdowns in a UFC world title fight, clinical shooting. I have surpassed this level multiple times over. Excited to showcase." Israel Adesanya replied with following, "Second most knockdowns." Interestingly, this is not the first time Adesanya and McGregor have butted heads on this topic, despite the fact that they're both represented by Paradigm Sports Management and that they seem to have quite a bit of respect for each other. They can't seem to agree on who truly has claim to this record.
When Islam fell out, obviously it sounded like you were ready to fight no matter who it was, but were you happy? When you got the call about Paul Felder, considering where he's at in the division, his record, I don't know that you could have asked for a better fight on 5 days' notice, right?
Oh yeah, that was a great replacement. Could ask for better. That fight, UFC put that name on the table back in August, but it didn't come, didn't work. Didn't work the fight. I think my weight wasn't on point yet. We couldn't figure out a date. But Paul Felder, on a 5 days notice, he's a guy that comes to fight. It's a more exciting match.
No one needs to explain to Leon Edwards the stakes in his upcoming fight against undefeated prospect Khamzat Chimaev on December 19th. With 8 wins in a row, the number 3 ranked welterweight in the UFC should already be knocking on the door of title contention. But the coronavirus pandemic has largely wrecked his plans for 2020. Because options were limited, Edwards ultimately took the fight against Chimaev, who is currently 3-0 in the UFC with 3 impressive finished across 2 different weight classes. While Chimaev may not have a number next to his name, Edwards understands the kind of hype that surrounded him since first arriving in the UFC, which is what made the fight so appealing to him. Outside a title shot, I believe he's the biggest fight, Edwards told MMA Fighting on Wednesday. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal would have been good as well, but he turned the fight down. "This is the biggest fight, to guarantee me what's next. That was my thinking going into this. The UFC loves him. Dana White loves him. They all think he can't be beat. When I go out there and take him out, I can't see what they can say next to give me my title shot. I'd be on a 9-fight win streak. I believe this was the fight to make, and now here we are." UFC President Dana White has definitely heaped a ton of praise on Chimaev, predicting the Russian-born fighter will eventually become a huge star for the promotion. "The guy is special," White said about Chimaev in September. "I've been in this game my whole life. I've never seen anything like him. I'm telling you, the guy is like nothing I've ever seen before. Never seen anything like this in my life. Special." Considering the way White has talked about Chimaev lately, it would certainly appear the UFC is putting him on the fast track to superstardom. A win over a top 3 ranked welterweight in only his 4th fight in the promotion would undoubtedly prove all the hype surrounding the 26-year-old prospect is justified. In fact, Edwards absolutely believes the UFC wants Chimaev to win, so they can continue promoting him as the sport's next big thing. "I know the UFC's probably banking Dana anyway. I know he's praying that this kid wins, but I'll be way too much for him in there, I'm telling you," Edwards said. "They've done this before with other fighters. They get 1-2 good wins in their career, and the UFC kind of push them straight to the top, and then they get beat. Like in boxing, if you're a good prospect, they kind of build you slowly, make you learn the tricks of the trade, and go through adversity. They've done it to many other fighters you can name. It's not worked out." If he was going to compare this situation to another in the UFC, Edwards points to a famous moment where Khabib Nurmagomedov was in the middle of a fight against Michael Johnson, but he was taking time to talk to White. Between rounds, Nurmagomedov turned to White and said, "I'm going to smash your boy," in reference to Conor McGregor. Nurmagomedov promised he was coming for McGregor's head, and no amount of marketing or pay-per-view sales were going to save him. Edwards hopes to deliver the same in his fight with Chimaev. That's exactly how I feel, right, Edwards said. Dana, I'm going to smash your boy. I cannot wait. It's going to be a very good night come December. While the UFC president has publicly denied ever rooting for one fighter over another, it's impossible to ignore the kind of attention being paid to Chimaev so early in his career. None of that seems to bother Edwards, who's been overlooked or underrated in the past, and he expects a win over Chimaev to taste that much sweeter given the circumstances surrounding this fight. This is more motivation for me, Edwards explained. I understand it's a business. I understand that they're trying to invest in this kid. I use this as motivation to show them once again why I'm on an 8-fight win streak and why I believe I am the best in the world. I don't really look into it too much. I just use it as motivation. Put it on my back and keep working. Keep grinding forward with
This is hey, more than good enough. For real? Yeah.
Let me rip off the Band-Aid first. What happened in that last fight? During media week, you kept saying, I'm not going to grapple with her, I'm not going to grapple with her, and then right off the bat.
Yeah, like, I was prepared in my mind, I'm not going to grapple, not going to grapple, and when I threw that overhand right, it landed clean, and then she started, like, throwing her hands weird, so I thought maybe it rocked her. And then when she threw the kick and she fell to the ground, I thought maybe she's rocked, And so for a split second, I was like, get on top of her, get on top of her. And then as I was getting on top of her, I was like, no, she's not rocked, get off of her. And then she grabbed my ankle, and it was like one bad move to another. And then I ended up on the ground, and I'm like shit, like I got to get out of this situation. I got to get up. And just took it to her world. And, she did what I expected her to do.
Yeah, so it was an instinct then, I guess. Like, you've been in so many of these that sometimes you have to trust your instincts, and every now and then they'll fail you. Yeah, that was clearly like instinct, and I was really upset with myself, and we've been working on not reacting so quickly and like not taking a second to see this. But it was just such a weird situation that I really thought that she was hurt, but I don't know. I guess it's meant to be, Yeah, but it's hard though. It's hard to kind of take a beat at that time when you think you might have your opponent hurt and you're in a position to win a crucial fight in your career, right? So, I mean, it's hard to fault you for that, of course. But I was just curious because all week I heard you say, don't grapple with her, and it seemed like right away it happened.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. It was a weird situation. If I had gone back, I don't know if I would have done anything differently, because I really thought she was hurt. But I learned from my mistakes. I went right back to the gym, worked on everything, and hopefully I'm ready for this one.